Today we're talking about Instagram, and the topic is using Instagram to replace your blog. And our guest speaker will be Erik Hammond, who is the owner of Orange Stack, which is a digital marketing company. And Erik joins us every third Wednesday of the month and shares tips and little secrets with us. Hi, Erik.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Good,
So
good.
I know you're talking about Instagram today, and I wanted to go over a couple of facts. So here's a couple of facts about Instagram. Total number of daily active Instagram users are 500 million. Instagram Stories daily active users are over 300 million. When I read your topic, which is using Instagram to replace your blog, the first thing that came up in my mind was the word replace. And I know when you have a website and you maintain a website and you have a blog, you maintain a blog, the word replacing, it's kind of scare me away because I'm thinking, okay, if I use Instagram, I'm losing the traffic to my website. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's kind of the fear of that replacing word, right? You're thinking, okay, instead of spending all this time to do a blog and to drive traffic to my website, which is where you want them, if I'm going to send them to this third-party app, Instagram, how can I control the users and how can I really make sure my content's in front of them? I think it's kind of a trick question or a trick comment because we're actually using Instagram to push traffic towards your blog. So if you're an active blogger, whether you write once a day, once a week, once a month, whatever it is, Instagram can be a great place to kind of go in harmonious with this. So if you've got, a couple thousand Instagram followers and they're engaging with your video and everything that you're doing on there, it's a great place to kind of tease them with the content in your blog and actually push them towards that website so that you can capture their email address. You can retarget them with a pixel. There's so much that you can do once they're on your site, but you got to get them from Instagram. So instead of replacing it, it's more of working alongside with it.
So why do you think bloggers should use Instagram for your day-to-day activities?
Yeah, so the fun part about life now is that everyone's curious about what everybody else is doing, right? They kind of have that FOMO going on, right? They want to make sure that they're following along people's lives and seeing what's going on. So that's why, Snapchat took off, Facebook, Instagram, all these daily share my life kind of video platforms. And so if you look, at the stats on Instagram, Facebook and Instagram stories is just going off the chart because people share these short little 10 seconds, 30-second clips of their life and, show them out wakeboarding on a boat or show them at the mall or shopping for houses or just doing fun things. And people like to be part of people's lives. So it's a great way to kind of tell who you are in the background and be a real person. And then also have this pen of a blog that you can share your expertise and knowledge and be more formal in a blog, but then introduce your reality and your life into the video aspect of it as well.
Now, we know that Instagram is really about followers, right? People following what you're doing. So why is Instagram such a great place to connect with new followers more than any other social media portal?
Yeah, it's a great platform because it's still new. You're about half the size of what Facebook is right now, or even less. And so there's still a chance to get kind of some real estate, they'll call it in there, right? Some traction and some people. And the beauty of it too is that you can be found by people who aren't following you, which is really cool. On Facebook, the only way for someone to really see your post is if one of your friends shares that comment or if somebody's actually following you. But let's just say I go to a house today and I post hashtag real estate. Anybody who searches for that hashtag in Instagram can find my post, view it, share it, like it, anything that they want. They don't actually have to be a follower. So I might only have 1,000 followers, let's just say, but 10,000 people potentially could see this post if you have the right hashtag. So it's a great place to capture new audiences that may not be looking for you and just stumble upon you. If you have, we're going to talk about hashtags, I think, in a little bit, but if you have the right hashtags, you can go viral and you can get followers for free just by having the right set of hashtags in your posts.
So you really think like picking up the right hashtag can help you build your following?
It can. Yeah, right. I was looking at the top 10 hashtags that have been used over the last year. And love, ironically, is number one. I think it had something like 605 million hashtag or posts that were tied to the word love, because people post a lot about their personal life. That's a lot of posts. You're going to get buried in those 605 million posts. If you look up real estate right now, there's about 65 million people that have posted hashtag real estate. But if you make it specific to something like, hashtag real estate SC for San Diego, or CA for California, or FL for Florida, or something that's specific to your area, there's probably going to be a couple thousand posts, and people who are looking for real estate can stumble upon you that way. So you kind of want to have a good mix of, enough to have some virality, but not an overwhelming load that, buries you in a ton of posts. So by having these great hashtags, and again, you want to use more than few. The cutoff is 30. And I think a lot of people are afraid to use more than 5 or 6 because it kind of looks weird. Use all 30, guys. Use them. They're there. Use them all 30. There's tricks to use 60. If you actually do use more than 30, your account will be disabled and they won't actually use any of your hashtags. So don't use more than 30, but use right at 30 and mix it up. Have the real estate stuff, have your personal stuff, have your brand in there, and be able to really demonstrate what it is that you're talking about and capture the people that are searching for stuff. So when you go to make your next post today, don't just go hashtag, hashtag, hashtag and get it all out. Actually spend a little bit of time and do some research on the ones that are going to be important. Because hashtag real estate might have 65 million, but again, hashtag Florida or hashtag Florida real estate might only have 15,000, and that's the right number that you're looking for.
So do you think for time saving, like I see myself sometime in the morning, I'm trying to figure out, what kind of hashtag I'm going to use today? And I'm sure we're all going through that, right?
Yeah.
If they have this third party or put like $10 a month, they kind of do the hashtag. I know sometimes I try to Google or I try to search, the most used hashtag and what I do.
Yeah.
Do you think that's enough? Or do you think it's worth it to go with like a third party who just give me my hashtag and I'm done for the day? Because we do spend, if you're active on Instagram and you have a blog or whatever you do, it takes time to figure out the hashtag.
Yeah, it is. And this is kind of my rule of thumb, which I tell people. So you have your 30, right? There needs to be some go-to copy paste ones that you use in all of your posts, no matter what it is. If it's your brand, you need to use it. Real estate needs to be one of those. Real estate about your specific area, your state, your town, the location that you're in. Those probably need to make up about 15 of your 30 hashtags. So about half of them need to be about real estate, and also about 5 of them a little bit more specific to your geographic area. 5 of them can be about, the topic that you're talking about, whether it's an open house or a new listing or coming soon or just sold or something that kind of talks about that topic. And then you need another 5 or 7 that are specific to your brand. So for us, our company's called the Orange Stack. So I use hashtag the Orange Stack. I also use hashtag TOS marketing to kind of separate that a little bit. I also use hashtag social media. So using stuff that talk about your brand and have your go-to hashtag, you need to have one consistent hashtag that tells everybody exactly what you're doing in every single post. And then there needs to be a couple wildcard ones that you can research. There's a program here that's free. It's called WebSTA, and I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but WEBSTA. I think it's .me, but it might be .com. You can go in there and you can do tons of research about the hashtags that you want to use. So again, you're looking for hashtags that have been used somewhere in the 1,000 to maybe 100,000 range, so it's kind of in the middle of the road. But do some research, find the ones that work for you. Just a few variances of moving things around can do wonders for you. And if you have the right hashtags, again, you might pick up 20 to 40 new followers every time you post something if you have the right hashtag.
Now you said something out of the 30 hashtag, 15 you want to keep the same, and maybe I was thinking totally wrong. I'm always thinking, well, I don't want to use the same hashtags because I already get the follower that I have and I need to diversify. So I might kind of frown on that, right? You need to have some consistent hashtags that you use every time, just to be in your category pretty much. Is that why?
I would say you probably want to change about 10 of them every single post, So maybe if you're doing 2 open houses, most of those are going to be the same. But if you're doing an open house and maybe, a vacation photo because you're sharing your personal stuff, you're going to want to change up some of those. But until you have, the 500 million daily active users, I don't think everyone's found you. There's a lot of people who just found out today that you can search for hashtags. So they're going to come upon you. And just imagine if you searched hashtag real estate San Antonio because you decided, hey, I'm going to just see what's available on Instagram for real estate because I'm looking for a house. And all of a sudden you dominate that area. Don't you think that person's probably going to contact you because you know a lot about real estate and you're active in that community and you're in the platform that they're hanging out on already? So be there. And if you notice when you search hashtag real estate Austin or whatever it is, and there's not that many people there, own that space, be the dominant factor there. And that's why you want to stay consistent with your hashtag.
Now, signature hashtags.
Yeah.
The good thing with that is you can try to find a hashtag that people don't use. So it's like your signature hashtag, right? That's the goal. Find a hashtag that people don't use.
Yeah. Yep.
Correct, or I'm wrong?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if someone's had a few posts from it, you know, like there's another company called the Orange Stack. They actually make amps for guitars. Like, I'm okay posting the Orange Stack because I know that we're not dealing with the same clients. So it's okay. So find your brand, build awareness of it. You might be the first person who's ever used that hashtag. Cool, run with it. You know, at the end of the year, maybe you have 700 uses of that hashtag. But yeah, build your brand, make it specific, and help that hashtag tell people what you're doing. So it wants to be around real estate. It wants to bring up your name and who you are and what you do.
So what type of content do you share with your followers?
Good question. So the go-to for most real estate agents is, I just listed a house, come check it out. I'm having an open house on Saturday, come check it out. I just sold a house, look how amazing I am, right? Like, guys, that's cool, but it's kind of boring. You need to kind of shuffle it up and introduce some new stuff. Obviously, those can be great posts and you want to mix those into what you're doing on a regular basis. But you also need to do the lifestyle stuff, right? Like, you're a human being. Talk about what you do. Talk about what you did last weekend. Talk about the 4th of July. Talk about your kids' summer break. You know, if you don't want to introduce your family and you want to keep them more discreet in your life, then post other stuff that you're doing. Talk about classes that you're taking. You know, if you're watching these webinars and you're learning new things about it, talk how you are bettering yourself in social media and how you're going to be a better agent for them this year. You know, just introduce new stuff. There's a great guy that I follow in Orange County who's a real estate agent, and he talks a lot about why he's in real estate and how much he loves it, and he's just fanatic about it. I mean, he talks about wallpaper and designing houses and changing light fixtures and all that stuff, and he gives so much value in his posts. These posts could be 60 seconds long, but there's so much content in those 60 seconds of video that you're going to come out and be like, wow, I need to watch this again because I learned so much from it. So his clients, he gets tons of followers just because of the really engaging interactive advice that he gives people. So that kind of content's what's fun for Instagram.
Yes, and I think for anywhere in social media, I know one thing I do when I start the day is to always think about, okay, stop selling, build a relationship. And everything you write is like social media. When you write an email to someone or with any action you do during the day, do not sell, build a relationship. And it's a great way to do that for Instagram or any social media.
Yeah. Gary Vee talks a lot about that, right? Give, and then ask. So give value all the time, and then once in a while ask. Have a simple call to action in your site about find out what the value of your home is or learn more about selling your house through me. But give value, guys. That's where it all starts, and people appreciate that value.
I really love Gary Vee.
Yep.
Is video always best, or can photo do work? Because we all know how agents probably prefer the photo than video. What do you think?
So video is great right now on every platform. Every platform loves video. They just push it more than anything else, especially stories and going live. Instagram now has the live feature. Video is king, and it probably always will be. But there's a couple of you guys who are amazing photographers, and you can do some incredible things with photography that you can't do with a video. So do both. Focus on your strengths, but try to introduce some video. You know, if you've been doing a lot of content through writing and photo, and you're thinking, I got to get into video somehow because I keep hearing Erik talk about it in every one of these broadcasts, try a video this week. Do something, you know, make a fool of yourself and learn from it, and delete it if you hate it, but try something, you know, just get out there and try it and do something. You all have a 4K video camera in your pocket at all times. Just record something simple, you know, go stand in front of the next house that you're going to walk through and just say, hey, this is a new listing I found out in my area. There's nothing for sale in this town. Come check this out with me. Simple as that. Just get comfortable in front of the camera. But they both work, but obviously video is going to be always king.
And I think people need to realize that it's okay to not being perfect. I don't think anyone likes the perfect picture, you know, the perfect video either.
Yeah.
No, it's who you are, and that's going back to building a relationship with a person. They want to know you.
Yeah, they do. You know, a big thing too, if you ever watch like the news bloopers, right? When the weatherman like falls over or swears on TV or whatever, like those things go viral, but like nobody's watching the San Diego weather. It's boring. So find fun things, you know, do something interesting. You know, maybe comedy's not your deal, but you know, you can introduce some humor to it and be you, just be natural. If I was literally doing one of my first Facebook Live shows and a bird hit me in the face. Like, it freaked me out. I dropped the camera. It was nuts, you know, but I picked the camera up and I kept going, and things happen. You just got to deal with it. But it makes it more fun and interesting too.
So you think we should do something?
Yeah, like, yeah, have your friend release a bird into the camera, whatever.
The bird for next week.
Let it go in the office. That'd be cool to watch.
I have one more question for you before we move forward. Remember, we are giving away a speaker today. It's an, oh, the camera is right here. It's an Addison James. There we go. Addison James speaker, Bluetooth speaker. And the question is, how many monthly active users are on Instagram? Okay, the last question for Erik is, text on photo and video, yay or nay?
Yay. So this is another trick question. If you're on Instagram and you're trying to get the thumb scrolling to stop on your stuff, have some cool overlay text, right? A cool caption, a cool quote, an open house, you know, name over the photo that you're going to have, whatever it is. It stops the thumb from scrolling and it starts the conversation. So that's a cool part. However, if you're going to use this photo in a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad, there's a huge orange triangle that shows up as soon as you launch your ad that says, warning, Facebook or Instagram thinks that this ad will not perform very well because they don't want text. They want to be able to control what you say in your ads, and they can't control the text that shows up. So if you're trying to promote this through a sponsored post or something like that, you're going to get penalized according to them. But if you're trying to get attention organically, having overlay of text in your video and in your photo can do a lot of great things. So play with that. Maybe do an A/B test and see how it works for you. But I think for open houses and just listed, or maybe some, you know, basic information about how to contact you at the bottom, they can be great.
Okay. Now, my last question to you is, do you think Instagram will take over Snapchat?
Yes. Right now it is.
Snapchat almost every day. Now it's like, oh, now I have to do Snapchat. But I love Instagram story. I'm almost like out of Snapchat.
Yeah. You know what happened was,
do you think now they're switching to Instagram and do their Snapchat?
I think Snapchat had some really clever, unique things, but then Instagram said, yeah, we can do that too, and they turned it on. And so all the followers that migrated over to Snapchat for these cool little stickers and fun video things that they did and filters, Instagram said, yeah, we got that. We already have the platform for it. Let's figure it out. So I think Snapchat's a little bit more innovative on fun things, but Instagram will figure it out and pop it out. So every once in a while, you'll get a few things on Snapchat that it does, but Instagram's right there behind it. And your audience is more likely to be on Instagram than it is on Snapchat right now. Unless you're selling homes to 18, 13-year-olds, things like that, you're probably better to spend your time, if that's all you have, on Instagram, because they're probably there.
Erik, thank you very much for being with us today. Remember, is the owner of Orange Stack. We did put a link. You offer a free consultation, correct?
Yeah, we'd like to talk to you guys and just find out what you're doing. You know, we're not trying to sell you anything, but we just love to see what you're doing and give you some advice. I love to spend time with all the agents that we talk to and just see what you're working on and see if I can point you in the right direction. So I think there's a link in the thing where you can set up a free 30-minute call with us and talk to us about what you're doing marketing-wise.
Yes, and Erik meets us every third Tuesday of the month talking about anything that is related to social media and digital marketing. And next month, you're talking about something I just put down, Snapchat, right?
Yeah. If you're on there and you have a ton of followers, use it. I'm just saying, if you're already on Instagram, don't go try to learn something new, right?
They have the best filters. We have to agree with that.
They do. They do. They're a lot of fun. They're a young, fun company, so they have cool ideas.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Erik, for being here with us today. And I wish you a great week.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me.